Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday service. It's our first service of 2022. I've been saying it has a great ring to it that year, but it started out very, very poorly for myself and Reverend Kim, and even Reverend Bobby's had some troubles. It's just been an amazing, tough week, and so we're hoping to get rid of that week and look forward to the next 51. Okay, so thank you for joining me this morning, and I look forward to our discussion with you. Okay, so trying to just get this all right. There we go. So my setup on my Facebook has changed, so I'm going to try and keep. Oh, good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Reverend Kim. I have to move my screen to see who's on here, so if you see that happening, don't worry about it. So thank you for joining me. Somebody else has joined in. Anyway. It is our first service of 2022, so let us get going. Our opening prayer. I call upon the light of the source to stream into the world of man, to open the minds and hearts of men, let the light descend. Allow the plan of light and love to unfold. I will do thy will for the highest good of all man, from spirit through spirit to spirit. I call upon my guides, guardians, and loved ones from the highest realms to support me in this time of learning and growth. Amen. As spiritualists, we have adopted the following principles. The 7 principles are: a divine source recognized as God, the unity of all life, communication, guidance, and healing from the spirit world, the continuous existence of the spirit, personal responsibility for every thought, word, and action, reward and consequence for all deeds according to God's natural laws. Eternal progress is open to every spirit, and freedom of interpretation of the 7 principles is acknowledged. And we encourage you to do that. We present the information to you as in the principles, and you will take from them what resonates with you. Okay? Alrighty. We will now move into our healing. Our healing prayer is as follows. We ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from our mind and body and restore us to perfect health. We ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and we will do our part. We ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. We put our trust in the love and power of God. Amen. Alrighty, going into our song section, but we can't do it. So anyway, so let us prepare. We have some more. Good morning, Anastasia. Good morning, Clara. I have to keep moving just to see who's here. Anyway, we shall begin our healing service, and you all know to put the initials in of those who you would want healing to be sent to, and so you understand, I'm sure you do, when we do our Sunday service or we do any spiritual work, Spirit is here with us all the time. There are spirit guides, the healers, the whole, so they hear your thoughts, they know what you wish, and they will accommodate as best they can. Alright? So hello, Kim. And righty. Okay, I have some people I need for healing myself. So, please just relax in your chairs. And take a long deep breath. And as you're breathing in and out, try and make the conscious effort of breathing into your mind. And this brings you closer to spirit in one way, because they occupy us that way and communicate us this way. They hear our thoughts, and as mediums we know how it works the other way around too. But so have the conscious effort of breathing into your mind and ask Spirit to come to you with healing today. And beginning with yourself, please ask for a spiritual healing first and foremost. And then ask for a physical healing that you may require, or a mental healing, or an emotional healing. And now it is time to include your loved ones and family, and do the same thing by asking for a spiritual healing for them, and then whatever else they may require. Let us now include our neighbors, those that are close to us and we know, and those who are our neighborhood. Include everyone. And let us ask Spirit to reach out now to everyone in this wonderful city of Edmonton, all the surrounding areas, and across the great province of Alberta. We ask Spirit to include everyone now living in Canada, and let us reach out further now to include everyone in every part of the world who are open to a healing from Spirit this morning. We ask for special healing for our brothers and sisters who are abused in one way or another by their loved ones or partners. And also all the beautiful animals in the world who give us unconditional love, but sometimes are not treated properly either. We ask for Spirit to give them a beautiful healing, protection, and love. And now let us include all the abusers, for they need knowledge, they need healing themselves, and love. And we ask Spirit to extend this to them so that they may change their ways for the better. And lastly, but not by any means least, let us all indulge Spirit and ask that Spirit takes care of the world and that we can see an end to this pandemic soon, hopefully in this year of 2022. So before you come back to your room and your seat, please do thank Spirit for this healing today and for being part of your life. Thank you. Still playing with this, sorry folks. Alright. I maybe have got a little bit better at this. I'll stop playing with it. So, for this morning, I just got notice yesterday that I was to do the service, so I thought, okay. So I grabbed 4 Silver Birch books, and this little one I want to show you. This little one here is, way back. It's a little paperback. I'm not sure if the date is on it, but it's very old. It's one of the first ones ever written, as you can see. Oh, first published 1938. There you go. So, and I looked at something down and thought, okay, this would be great to start out the new year. And then, as we do many times, we think again. And so I opened the second book, and the first chapter in both of those books refer to the same thing. So there it is. So I want to read it to you. Many of you may know about this, but give you some more insight into it. It's about Silver Birch, and it is proper to start our year out with him because he is the teacher we use 99.9% of the time at St. Bridget's. I know I certainly refer to his teachings and love them. But this is about who is Silver Birch. And there'll be some surprises for some of you that haven't heard this before. So let me read it for you, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to maybe try something out today and see if we can do it. All right. So, who is Silver Birch? Why has his identity never been revealed? Is there a reason for the guide using the astral body of a red Indian? So remember that. These questions have been asked many times. So when 2 Americans visited the circle at Silver Birch told them, I am not a red Indian. I am using the astral body of a red Indian because this particular one had many psychic gifts on Earth and therefore became available for me when I was asked to return and engage on this mission. My life on Earth goes back as an individual much further than the red Indian I used to speak to you. He is just as much my medium as this medium is mine. So we know that Silver Birch's main medium was Morris Barbanel. But Silver Birch used this other medium, the astral body of a red Indian, to come back down to Earth. He explains it out here. It is not possible for people like myself who left your world many hundreds of years ago and have achieved a certain spiritual status to reach you and communicate on your level where the vibrations are entirely different. I had to leave. I had to have what in your world would be a transformer. Someone through whom the vibrations can be stepped up or down, up or slowed down, so that I can achieve communication on your level. At the same time, I must maintain contact with the source that inspires me and enables me to impart the knowledge that I can transmit. To give you names of tribes, places, and dates would in no way establish anything that could be considered evidential, because I can obtain this information so easily. This produced more questions. Who was he when on earth? How long ago was it? Silver Birch refused to be drawn, saying, I am not concerned with personalities. When it was necessary, I gave conclusive evidence of my separate individuality from this medium more than once. I do not regard it as necessary any more to say who I was on earth. If I were to give you the name of someone who is famous, there is no means by which it could be proven, and it would not matter. I ask not to be judged wholly and solely by what I say, and try to reach on the claim that it will appeal to reason. I ask to be judged wholly and solely by what I say, and try to teach on the claim that it will appeal to reason, intelligence, and common sense. If I cannot win the people of your world by these methods, then I am failing. To say I was a pharaoh would not help. This would be merely an attempt to give myself an earthly glory, which is accounted as being important in your world, but not in ours. In your world, the test is not your material possession, but what you did with your life. We judge souls, not money or status. Souls matter to us. Your world has got its priorities wrong. In your world, and the worship of the golden calf exceeds the worship of the Great Spirit. Obeisance is made to Mammon, not to God, by the overwhelming majority. This is responsible for all the troubles, difficulties, and conflicts which beset you today. If I say I was Joseph of Arimathea or John the Baptist, would that add one iota of authority? Suppose I said I was the chief of the Iroquois in 1867 in Manitoba, would that help? At a later date came the remark, as you are the mouthpiece, where does this knowledge come from? It brought the reply, it comes from the infinite source and streams through countless beings, each charged with particular tasks to ensure that as much of its purity and pristine beauty should be preserved. There is a great host of beings ranging from what you might call the masters. They are beyond such descriptions. They are those who can be regarded as the supreme generals in the divine army, each with allotted tasks. They are very highly organized to ensure not only that the truth shall permeate your world, but that the power of the Spirit should reach it in ever-increasing measure. The power is the power of life itself. Spirit is life, life is spirit. And whatever is registered is equivalent to the Great Spirit in essence, if not in degree. I hope I make myself clear. What you have to recognize is that all of us work under direction, that we are not lone individuals. I have just returned from what I might call my real spiritual home in spheres where I belong. I have been engaged in counsel with those who sent me. I have heard more about the supreme plan, the parts we have played, where we are advancing, where we are consolidating. I went to seek counsel with those who sent me to do their bidding, to learn of the progress that has been made, and to obtain direction for work that is still to be done. Always, when I return to those inner spheres, I am aware of the perfection of the plan that was devised by superior beings who belong to the hierarchy, and marvel at the efficiency of a superb organization. And so I come back with the reinforced assurance that no matter how dark, difficult, and troubled your world is, the power of the Great Spirit will prevail. That is something to remember. I was thinking the other day myself is, wow, there's a lot of people, spirituality is growing, and we do know that. In today's world, you'd hardly recognize it, though, eh? But it is working behind the scenes all the time. Like others, I have recharged myself at the fount of all power, so that I can continue to serve in the time that lies before me. It is a source of some satisfaction to learn from those who have the direction of these matters that they consider the plan is being fulfilled. It is here to stay in your world. It will not be driven back. It will not be sporadic, as it has been in ages gone by. There is nothing that could prevent the power of the Spirit in constantly increasing measure, making its supplying influence felt in your world. That's comforting to know. So there is no cause for pessimism. Let those who fear the morrow and quake in their shoes hide themselves in their corners. Those who are privileged to have glimpses of the greater glory and realize what is behind us must remain optimistic as to what tomorrow will bring. Explaining to another visitor why he always rejects thanks, the guide said, "It is a rule I have made for the simple reason which I have explained many times. I regard it as a privilege to serve. Therefore, if I succeed in helping, then I am fulfilling my self-imposed mission. Thus gratitude should be expressed to the Great Spirit who gives us this chance. I volunteer to come and share whatever I have learned with those who would accept it. If I succeed, that is my reward. It is a cause of great rejoicing for me that in a few short years I have been able to spread the knowledge of spiritual realities among so many. To have been able to do this makes my heart full of rejoicing. I wish I could reach many more so that they could enjoy the radiance that comes with knowledge. Something I never understand is why they prefer ignorance to knowledge, superstition to truth, and theology to inspiration. This is a human frailty that is past my comprehension. I know that yours has not been an easy path to tread. Isn't it strange that all those who have the great knowledge have to earn it through difficulties, and that this is part of the pattern? No, it is not strange. It has to be that way. It is necessary to warn you that I am not the epitome of all wisdom and truth and knowledge. I am only a soul who has lived a few more years than you have, and had experiences on higher planes of being. These have enabled me to acquire some of the great truths, simple in essence. Because I have found them illuminating and helpful, I have retraced my steps to offer to share this knowledge with any who are ready to receive it. But I am a very human being. I am not infallible. I can make mistakes. I am imperfect. Though it may seem from the picture that is painted of me in books and periodicals that I have attained the summit of perfection, I am very grateful that these truths have been and are being accepted by a growing number of people who are disillusioned with what has been taught them. I am always grateful when I find that what I have to say helps others to have a clearer picture of themselves, the world in which they live, the purpose of their being on earth, and to tell them what is beyond the few years you spend on your planet. I have nothing complicated to say, no intricate doctrines to teach, but merely an interpretation of the natural laws and how they work. Always my appeal is to reason. I know that an understanding of these laws can come only when you realize it is a reasonable one. It is not to blind faith that our appeal is made. If there comes from our world any teaching claiming to emanate from higher sources, and it causes your reason to revolt and insults your intelligence, then I always say, reject it. If we cannot win your cooperation by reason, then we are not worthy of being called guides. Several times in recent years, Silver Birch has warned against guide worship. Here he gives his reasons. No guide is perfect. We can make mistakes. Only the Great Spirit never makes any mistakes. We are all human beings and are subject to error. I have always said that whatever is offered from our world must pass the bar of your reason. I have earned your love and affection because I have never said to you anything that I did not believe was true. I have never ordered or sought to compel, and have given you what I considered are guidelines. That is a good phrase. Which bring you the best spiritual results. Do not confuse material results with spiritual ones. Sometimes what seems to be in your material sometimes what seems to be your most material disaster can prove to be your greatest spiritual benefit. That's a wonderful line right there for Reverend Kim this morning as we discussed that this week. You look at every problem from the earthly standpoint. We look at every problem from the spiritual standpoint. Often they are not the same. To you, passing to our world is a sorrow. For us, passing to our world is a case of rejoicing. You cannot judge with your finite minds the truth of every situation. As I said before, where knowledge cannot help, have faith in what has been revealed to you. But when all is said and done, you have free will. How you live your lives is your responsibility, and nobody else's, nor can you live the lives of others, no matter how close they may be. So I think that is exactly what I wanted to have this morning. It's perfect. It's almost like I did the last service of 2021, and we always do it no matter which minister is doing that service. We talk about when our guides leave us at those times, Christmas time and Easter time, and they return to the spirit world, and they go and have counsel and learn what they're to do in the future, etc. And he refers to that there again. It's like he's come back now, and all our guides are back, I'm sure, and they have knowledge of what they should imbue to us, and those who are on our path in mediumship or whatever you would be, we may be ready for a new step forward, and they will know that. Your guides will never ever teach you something that you're not ready for. So we have to be patient. And human beings are not patient, and I tell you that I'm one of the worst. So anyway, I hope that you have a little bit more knowledge now about Silver Birch and what a humble, wonderful teacher he is, and a wonderful guide that he is. And so it also hits on the point. Many people in our world will insist that they want to have someone famous as their spirit guide, and as he refers to there, how can you prove it? Many people want to have Jesus as their guide. Well, they don't even know what he looks like, because Silver Birch has said in his other lessons that nobody who lives on earth today has a clue what Jesus looked like. They have made up an impression and all the rest, and it's been stood by for years, but he says nobody knows. It's funny, but yet people cling to that identity. And he also tells us that Silver Birch tells us that Jesus, the Nazarene he calls him, is at the height of the council, and this is where he goes and all the other guys to seek counsel from Jesus and the masters. And so Jesus the Nazarene is not a spirit guide to any one individual. But people get their ideas, and they want this, and they want to have grandeur, and of course you can't prove it, but spiritual wisdom tells us different. and it was really amazing. So, you know, Silver Birch, as we really look to him for his teachings and we admire him, he tells us how human he is, and that he can make mistakes, and he has made mistakes, etc., etc. And so he is a very, very down-to-earth natural. He's like one of us, except that he has gained. But when he comes back to us, he's just the same. He's just the same as everybody else. And he teaches what he has been taught by the Nazarene and the Masters. So, there you have that for today. I actually went longer than I thought, so I'll have to try my little experiment next week. If I'm here doing service, or the next time I do. I'll see how it can work. Thank you all for joining me this morning. So we want to remind you that St. Bridget's Pantry is available as always, and we've had some donations from wonderful members over the Christmas, and so it is there to help anyone that's in need. Just get the word to us, and we will accommodate. We will get the gift cards that we're giving out. We will get them to the people. I'm just trying to think. For those of you that have joined today that are in a Sunday night circle, the New Beginner Circle, we do begin tonight again. So hopefully I will see you all there tonight at 7 o'clock. So I believe Anastasia is here, and Kathy, I hope. And I will send out another email anyway. But our circle starts up again tonight, and just keep all of our lovely people at our church, particularly Reverend Kim and Reverend Bobby at this time, who have gone through. Reverend Bobby's gone through a health issue, and Reverend Kim had a disaster I won't go through right now, and is having a tough time. So let's remember them, send love to them and healing to them, and keep them in your minds. So I'm not sure what else I have to say today. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. We are hoping to have an event come up, please God, soon. As we've just got back, we've had an offer from Patricia Strong in Australia to come and work with us, and she's always sent her help to us. So we may plan an evening with Spirit with our ministers and Patricia in the near future. We're looking forward to that. And what I want to also say to you is that we have, in just a neighborly sense, I would guess, have kind of joined forces with the Eternity Connection Church in Lethbridge, and Reverend William there, and we are going to try and help each other, which we should. All the churches in Canada, the spiritual churches, I believe, should be helping one another, supporting one another, and cooperating with one another. We all have the same goal, and it's a tough society to keep going. As you know, it's all voluntary, and so we will have some more exciting new things to come up that we will be doing jointly with the Eternity Connection. Okay, I'll leave it at that because there are no plans made yet, but we have discussions going on. Okay. Again, thank you all so very much for joining me, and keep all our lovely ministers in your prayers. And I know Reverend Kim, you were here this morning, so maybe you can give me a call after when you get a moment. I would like to chat with you. And hopefully I'm not forgetting anything else. I'll just try and scroll down this and see if I can get any notice. All right. Thank you to everyone for your thoughts and wishes. I really appreciate that. Okay. Sit inside, stay warm, and watch the snow falling. Okay? Alrighty. So, our closing prayer is, as we depart, we ask for the love and the light to stream forth from our work here tonight. May it heal and support those that are in need. May we return to our earthly journey and always endeavour to strive towards our highest good. We wish to thank our guides, guardians and loved ones that have supported us in our growth. Till next we meet, may your path always be lit by the light. Amen. I will be back Thursday night. I just remembered with our meditation evening, healing meditation on Thursday night, 7 o'clock, 7:30. I apologize. So looking forward to seeing you all there. Thank you. Stay safe. Keep warm. And as you go on your way, may God be with you. Take care, everyone.